You're listening to Your Highest Self Podcast, episode 80. Today, we're talking about 5 mindset shifts that you need to turn your purpose into a business. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. I'm so excited to have you here. Thank you so much for taking the time to invest in your mind and doing it with me today. If you're a returning listener, welcome back. I love you. And if you're brand new, hi, it's nice to meet you. My name is Shanae. I'm your host. I'm a spiritual mindset and success coach. And my obsession is helping you on your journey to your highest self. I specialize in working with ambitious female entrepreneurs and coaches, especially those of you that struggle with perfectionism and self doubt. And I help you heal all those limiting beliefs so that you can reach your highest potential in life and business. So, if you listened to last week's episode, this is like a part 2. So, if you haven't yet, I do highly recommend it. However, you can listen to them out of order. And this month, we're diving into purpose because I am launching a brand new program at the end of the month called Create Your Purpose, where I am helping you, if you're a brand new coach or entrepreneur or service provider, helping you find your purpose because you've always known you were meant for more. You're just not really sure what more is yet. So, within this program, I'm going to help you find your purpose, going to help you release any and all limiting beliefs that hold you back from stepping into it. And finally, helping you create that masculine structure and strategy to get your purpose up and going and into a business. So, we'll be creating your first offer and helping you sign your first client by helping you become visible on social media. So, I'm so excited. So, in honor of that program, I'm giving you all the details, all the content, all the value on purpose in business. So, kind of wanted to get into like why am able even to deliver this content to you, right? So like where did I learn all this stuff? So what you may not have known about me if you've been following me for a while is that in 2019 I had my first business mentoring client, and her name is Vaughn. Shout out to Vaughn if you're listening. And coaching Vaughn was really amazing, and it was like this really pivotal moment in my coaching kind of career where I was like, I love this. I'm good at this. And I have to say, for like a year, I have really been sort of like resistant to doing the more business side of things because I'm not a business coach, I'm a life coach. However, I have a lot of experience in this realm of growing my business. I grew my fitness and nutrition coaching business to over 6 figures, pivoted to business life coaching, and my business not has not only can't even talk today. Not only has it surpassed the 6 figure mark, but I have done so much of the inner work and the healing so that I can build it from a place of like feminine flow rather than hustle and team grind. And that is what I bring into all my coaching containers. So in 2020, I launched my first mastermind for coaches, and through working with a lot of coaches and helping them turn their purpose into a business, I've gotten the privilege of really seeing where their mindset is at. And, you know, I like first decided to have a business back in 2013. So that was 8 years ago. So within the last 8 years, I have seen all the mindset shifts that I've had to make, but I didn't really know what they were until I saw my clients live it out again. So today we're going to talk about 5 mindset shifts that you need to make in order to turn your purpose into a business. Maybe you've been at this for a while. Maybe you're brand new. Wherever you're at, I know that these mindset shifts are going to be really pivotal for you. And we're going to get all up in there. So let's go ahead and get started. So first, I want to just preface everything by saying take what resonates and leave the rest. I don't know why I felt called to share that, but you with every podcast that you listen to, and you know, especially mine, if something I say like resonates with you, take it. If it doesn't resonate or land with you, like don't take it, leave it here, because my advice is always from my own experience, my own beliefs, my own fears, right? Like that's what advice and opinions are made of. And so really have a filter on yourself as you listen to content like this, to make sure that what you're intaking is serving you, and don't get into this trap of thinking that everything you hear online is like gold and the answer, especially with me, please no. So that's not even in my show notes, but I just felt like I needed to say it. So anyways, let's get into it. So here are the 5 mindset shifts that I saw my clients go through, that I saw that they needed to shift, that they needed to pivot. And we really spent a lot of time on healing these beliefs that they had and reframing them. So the first belief, the first mindset shift is I'm not good enough or confident enough to do what I want to do. And I hear this all the time from fitness coaches, nutrition coaches, life coaches, healers, astrology readers, anyone who's like kind of diving into more of the spiritual side of coaching, Reiki, energy healing. A lot of people have imposter syndrome around like, who am I to do this? I'm not good enough yet. I'm not confident enough yet. And the mindset shift you need to make is that you gain confidence through taking action. I was not a good enough fitness coach when I first launched my first program. Of course, I wasn't. I became better and better and better and better as I did it. So just know that we all start somewhere, and you're not going to get better at it until you just start doing it. You gain confidence through taking action. Like that is your new mantra. I gain confidence through taking action. So confidence, self-confidence, self-esteem is its own feedback loop, meaning the more you take action, the more confident you'll get. And the more confident you get, the more you'll take action. So you can't wait to feel more confident before you start. Otherwise, you'll just be waiting a long freaking time, a long, long, long time. Okay. So that's mindset shift number 1. Number 2 is I need to learn more before I do it. Another kind of variation of this is like, well, I need to serve my audience more before I sell them a program, or I need to nurture my audience more before I ask them for money. And my reframe for that is, as you don't, I need to take more imperfect action. If you know me, I love talking about taking action. And that's also a mindset shift that I didn't put in there, but you can see these last 2 really have to do with it. But really turning your purpose into a business, turning anything into a business, getting anywhere in life, reaching any goal is about taking action. You can't just think your way to success. You can't just manifest and hope things happen. You have to take action. And for all of us perfectionists and overachievers, we need to take imperfect action, right? Do more B+ work. Okay. It's not going to be perfect. It's not ever going to be perfect. So stop hiding behind this. It's like a safety net. It's your comfort zone, right? This is your comfort zone to keep working at it and chipping away at it until it's good enough. Or like you need to learn more. I need to read another book, take another program, learn a little bit more, see how others are doing it. No, you need to just take more action. So I forgot where I learned this from or where I heard it, or I don't know if I came up with it myself, but it was like, maybe I came up with it myself, but I kind of had this realization that like, if the first time it doesn't suck, then you launch too late. I learned this actually from competing. Yes, that's where I learned it. So my first 3 shows as a pro, I got last place. Like I did not do well. My first pro show, my posing sucked. My hair sucked. My bikini was not at the caliber that it needed to be at the pros. My second show, I was a little bit better. I was like, okay, let me focus on my posing. Let me get a better bikini. Posing still wasn't great. And then third pro show, I was like, all right, I know everything that I needed to improve upon. And I hired a posing coach that time. And my bikini was amazing again. And that third show, was it my third show? It was my third show. I placed second. So I went from placing last, like over and over again, to placing second. And that's when I realized, like, you know what? Like, if you're not failing the first couple times, like you're waiting too long. Like you didn't launch fast enough if you didn't fail. So you just need to take more imperfect action. I've heard so many, when I used to do more competing stuff, but I used to hear from people of like, well, I don't want to do a pro show yet because I'm not ready yet. And it's like, well, you're never going to be ready if you don't even try. Or I don't want to release that first program because like I don't know enough yet. It's like, well, guess what? You're going to learn a hell of a lot more coaching that program, coaching people, real people, rather than like reading another article. Okay. So take more imperfect action, do more B plus work. All right. Mindset shift number 3. You got to not be so attached to the outcome. All right. So this is a big one. And this is one that I have worked years at healing and shifting and letting go. But I think a lot of times we get so attached to how we want things to be that we take forever and we don't just allow things to be. So, if you're wanting to launch this new business, say you are a coach and you really want to launch this business helping coaches go like overcome the same mindset issues that you did. You can't be so attached to how it looks. You can't be so attached to what success means to you. You can't be so attached to how many people join your program. Like you really can't. And I know that sucks because as perfectionists and as women who are like high achieving and we like are so used to being able to control everything around us to get what we want. The shift is that you actually are not in control of any of that. And you thought you were in control, but you just basically over manipulated everything around you. Like you really are not in control ever. So if you want to turn your purpose into a business, and if you want to be a business owner, if you want to be a coach, if you want to work for yourself, entrepreneurship is a game of uncertainty. And that's really scary, especially for control freaks, especially for people who come from corporate. Like you're used to getting a paycheck every 2 weeks. Like it's not how it is when you work for yourself. It's not how it is when you're an entrepreneur. Everything about entrepreneurship is uncertain. There is no certainty. And so the more attached you are to the outcome, the less you're able to feel discomfort and the more attached you get to the outcome, which can be really detrimental because then you don't launch the program, you don't launch the business, you don't announce that you're taking on clients because you are continuing to find things that you need to fix or change or like control of before you do it. So I think like to wrap this one in a pretty little bow, know that entrepreneurship is all about uncertainty and you have to get comfortable with not having any. Get really, really comfortable with the uncertainty, with not knowing what the outcome is, and get comfortable releasing attachment to the outcome and allowing things to be. There are certain things that you can control. You can control your energy. You can control like your energy during a launch, your mindset, how much of that launch did you actually like, all your execution, your action steps, you can control all of that. But what actually comes of it, like how many people sign up or if anybody saw your Instagram post, like that stuff you can't control. So you got to be willing to learn how to be uncomfortable with those type of things and like consistency with that. So it's like, I remember my first group fitness program that I launched online. The first one, I had like 5 people sign up and I was so excited. It was like more than I expected. I was like so pumped. And then the second one, only 2 people signed up, or was it 1? I gifted 1 seat to someone. And then I think only 1 person actually signed up. Yeah. And I remember like crying. I was so attached to the outcome. I was so attached to 10 people being in the program. I like put so much energy into it. And I was devastated that only 1 person signed up. But I quickly had to learn, but that was back in 2017. I really had to learn from that uncertainty is the name of the game. I cannot be attached and I just have to be consistent. When things don't go my way, when launches don't go the way that I wanted to, when not all the seats are filled. I cannot be attached to that. I just got to show up as my highest self. I got to deliver my service to my clients, be the best damn coach I can be for them, and just continue moving forward. And eventually, everything will happen in divine timing. All right. Speaking of divine timing, mindset shift number 4 is that intuition is more important than strategy. Oh, this is such a good one. And this is one that I really, really wish someone had told me. All of these ones are ones that I wish someone had told me, way back when I first started in 2013. I am a person who loves being told like the steps. Like I love directions. I'm an excellent student. I love following directions. Tell me 1, 2, 3, and I'll do 1, 2, 3, which is probably why my podcast is so like action oriented, right? I always give you guys like action steps and like, this is like, here's your homework. Let's try this ABC. Because I thrive off of that. And that's not what helps us excel and grow in business. There is a million ways to make $1 million. There is no one strategy that's going to work for everyone. There's a million different strategies. And the best one is the one that comes from your intuition. I just had a discovery call with an old client of mine, someone who used to be my fitness and nutrition client. And she is going through what I went through 2.5 years ago, where she was like really trying to find this strategy to really scale her business to the next level. And I just want to clarify that these mindset shifts, they're for everyone. So even if you are a couple years into business, like these mindset shifts still apply. And we were having this conversation and she was like, well, I just want to know what the strategy is. Like, what is it that I have to do? And I was like, well, it's kind of like when you were learning how to do intuitive eating. Like you have to learn how to intuitively decide. You have to intuitively like learn how to connect. You have to learn how to connect with yourself so that you know when an answer is an aligned yes or no. Like there is no right or wrong way. There is just aligned or unaligned. And so one of the rituals that we need to have as entrepreneurs, coaches, business owners is specific rituals where we connect to ourselves, where we unplug from social media, where we unplug from the day-to-day of the grind of coaching to really be able to nurture and nourish ourselves and have that deep connection with ourselves. Because if you're constantly up in your head and never ever connected to your body or your heart, then you're not going to be connected to your intuition. Okay, so there's a million strategies online. You can just like Google a strategy and you'll find one. You go listen to all the different business podcasts. There's a million different strategies, but the one that's going to work best for you is the one that you feel excited by and comes from your own intuition. Like pieces of it can come from different strategies that you learn, but then for you to tune in and be like, what's exciting to me? So I help my private clients with their launch strategies. And, the question I'm always asking is like, what do you want to do? Like, what feels exciting to you? What are you lit up by? How do you want to do this? What makes this really fun for you? And there are, principles in business where like principles in strategy, and there is intuition and there's magic and there's fun and there's joy and there's alignment. So that's the balance of our feminine flow and our masculine strategy. And that's what I'm really going to be teaching you guys inside the Create Your Purpose program, is how to have discernment of both, how to heal and release everything that doesn't serve you and create rituals that connect you to who you are. So really prioritizing your own inner growth and your own personal development so that you can figure out what alignment feels like. And then so you can have the discernment to say no to what doesn't light you up. Okay. So that's what we're going to be doing. The program is harmonizing feminine flow and masculine strategy together so that your purpose can be your business. Okay. Last one. And I'm laughing because this is another like really good one. The last mindset shift that you need to turn your purpose into a business is you need to release the how. And I can hear that little voice in your head. Well, how do I do this? How do I do that? What's the first step? How do I create content? How do I find a new client? How do I show what I'm doing? Right? All these hows. It's like I call it how greed. The how doesn't matter. Well, okay, let me rephrase. The how will come to you once you decide what it is that you want. That decision is the half the battle, and it's the uphill battle. Once you decide what it is that you want, so once you consciously and subconsciously and energetically and emotionally and mentally and spiritually make the decision that you are going to be a healer or you are going to be a life coach, once you make that decision, the universe will start to shift and align so that what you desire will come to you, because what you desire desires you. It's a law. Okay. So once you just decide that this is what you want and you're willing to do whatever the heck it takes to get there, I kid you not, people are going to pop into your life. You're going to hear a podcast and this person is going to say exactly what you needed to hear. And it's just going to spark this creative process inside of you and you're just going to run with it. Someone's going to share something on their story and you're going to read it and you're going to be like, oh my God, this is what I needed in order to get started. But what happens is that we get so hung up on the how that we don't allow ourselves to decide and choose, right? It's like, well, I can't because I don't know how. You see how that's like a really vicious cycle? It's like, well, I can't launch my business because I don't know how, right? No. Release the how. Decide that this is going to work for you. I call it being a plan A type of girl. I guess that could be the mindset shift here. Like, be a plan A type of girl. Decide what it is that you want. Make the decision that this is who you are. This is what you want. And you are going to make it happen no matter what. And the universe will start shifting and bring the people into your life that need to be there. And the how will reveal itself to you along the way. All right. So make the decision, decide what you want, and the how will reveal itself to you along the way. That's my favorite one, and one that I have leaned into so much within my own business. I used to have how greed all the time. Was like, well, how do I scale? How do I hire a team? How do I do systems? How do I do operations? How do I do this? And once I just decided what it is that I want and I write it down and that becomes my plan A, I kid you not, things start shifting, new clients show up. I make a connection with someone, and that's the exact person I needed in my life who could be like a mentor and a guide for me through what I'm going through. But again, going back to mindset shift number 4, you have to be in alignment with your intuition in order for any of this to work. If you are so all up in your head and overthinking and overanalyzing and being mean to yourself and saying that you're not good enough, then all of these opportunities that are right in front of you, you're not going to see, right? Because your conscious brain isn't focused on the opportunities. It's focused on all the things that you need. It's like, well, I'm not good enough yet. I need to learn more. So your brain is focused on all of those things versus being focused on taking imperfect action and just doing it and not being attached to the outcome, just going for it, consistency, showing up as your best self, as your highest self every single day. So I hope that this episode was helpful. This was really actually fun for me to record and kind of think back to all the different mindset shifts along the way that have really helped me scale and turn my purpose into a business. I am so thankful for what I do every single day. I'm so thankful for my clients. I'm thankful, I'm humbled that I have their trust and that they, trust me to guide them along this journey, because it is an amazing journey. Entrepreneurship is the biggest personal and spiritual development journey of your life, because like I said, it's all about your intuition, not really about strategy. There is some strategy, but really it's about learning to let go of all of the attachments that we have with our ego and releasing and surrendering to the process and finding joy through it all. It is a beautiful journey to be on. It's also the hardest journey. So I think my last little kind of tip to you is like, If you're not willing to be uncomfortable, if you're not willing to lean into your fears and being uncertain all the time, then entrepreneurship is not for you. Like, you can still have this purpose, but making it a business is not for you. Okay. Because being a coach and being a business owner are two completely different things. I mean, they're the same, but they're different. Both have different mindsets. So tune in next week as we talk about overcoming your fears around business. And we're going to dive all into that. And I'd love to hear from you. What are some fears that you have surrounding your building a business? What are your fears surrounding like putting yourself out there and being a coach and being paid to do this work? Because you can be paid to do this work, and it's beautiful and it's life-changing, and people need you. Like, I really want you to know, like, this, I don't know, this like time in the life that we're living, we need coaches, we need people doing the personal development work and to guide people along that way. So you are needed. That's it from me. If this episode resonated with you, send me a DM and tell me what your insights were. And I'm really excited for next week's episode of Overcoming Your Fears so that you can turn your purpose into a business. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you here next week, same time, same place. Don't forget to be your highest self. Bye for now.